So, as some of you might know, I'm on a rock, Deer Park, and I'm just going to talk about my training. If you've been following me, you'll realize that I didn't have a great cross country season. I ran kind of poorly. In the Rat Farm 5K, I ran like a few seconds slower than I did the previous year. Dublin Championships didn't run great. Neither did I run great in the All Irelands. Raheny 5 mile, I dropped out and haven't raced since then. That was nearly 3 months ago. Do you know what I mean? I was wondering why I was running so poorly. I thought maybe I just reached my peak. But then again, I found out that, it was because it was burnout. During when I quit veganism this time last year, my health improved and I started to feel invincible, and I wasn't invincible, but I was definitely stronger. But I was doing all my easy runs like sessions. I'd be working my way down to 5.5 minute mile pace, averaging like 6.5 minute mile pace. And as you know, like 5.5 minute mile pace, that's like my lactic threshold pace. It's not a pace to be running at an easy run. Do you know what I mean? I think that's why I burnt out, and I became burnt out. I stopped enjoying training. I lacked the enthusiasm, and I just was never in the mood for a session. Do you know what I mean? I was just doing easy mileage, and yeah, easy mileage is the most important part of the training. But without sessions, you can't run at your best. It's like when you're running, say, 10k cross country. The way I see it is 90% of it is down to the easy mileage, the endurance, the aerobic training. The final 10% is the sessions, the workouts, the anaerobic training, the speed. Do you know what I mean? So, I was going into those races 90% fit, because I was doing high mileage. I was doing like maybe 90 miles a week, maybe even 100 sometimes. I was doing it all. I was doing it. I was doing. I did cop on. I started like slowing down on my easy days eventually, and so yeah, had the 90% of the battle, but the final 10% I was completely missing. Do you know what I mean? And there's a saying, you can't push yourself in the races if you don't push yourself in training. That is true. You can't really push yourself. Like in the Dublin Championships, I was pushing myself for a little while, but legs just couldn't handle that pace. So I eventually, for that long, so I just slowed down. Legs were hurting. My legs were hurting. My lungs were, my breathing, my heart rate was very relaxed. Do you know what I mean? It almost felt like I was doing an easy run at some points. And I'd just be running past my mates on the sideline who were supporting. I'd be like, oh, hey, how's it going, bro? Do you know what I mean? And, you shouldn't be doing that in a race. You should be working hard, having to focus, digging deep, not chatting with the guy who's watching you from the sidelines. So yeah, for now, I'm definitely going to take my training a bit more seriously this year. I'm going to increase the mileage a little bit, maybe do 110 miles a week. Not now, I'm still early stages of my base phase, so I'm just slowly increasing my mileage. I did 36 miles this week, next week 48. Do you know what I mean? Slowly building, and I'm going to start doing workouts now. Just easy mileage for the first month, and then I'm going to start adding faster mileage. Maybe start off with maybe some runs where I do the second half at like 6 minute mile pace, and then maybe work my way down. Maybe then start doing 5:45 pace, then 5:30 pace. And then I might start hitting like 5:15 or 5:10 pace, which would be like my 10k pace. So that's when you have to do like intervals. You can't just do it as part of a one block of training. Like, you can't just do it within a run. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm definitely going to take the sessions more seriously. I used to think, oh, when you're doing a long race like a 10k, it's all about the easy mileage. No, the easy mileage is essential. It's the most important thing, but you need to balance your speed and your endurance. All right. You can't have. You can't just do one or the other. You can't go to one extreme. Now, if you're going to go to one extreme, I'd say you're better off to just do easy mileage. Because, if you have a good base, and you'll always be in a state where if you do start doing workouts, you'll be able to benefit, and, you'll get your 100% race fitness fairly quickly. Because, you do develop speed very fast, but endurance takes ages to build. But if you're just doing sessions, you'll probably get like a short-term gain. But after time, you start to burn out, plateau, get injured, and it's mostly negative. So definitely balance the two.